जय शिल प्रभुपाद। हरे कृष्णा नाम प्रभु की जय। Welcome all of you for the 16th summary session of Soulful Japa. I hope you all had a very ecstatic Janmashtami festival. So let me start with a few revision points because we have had a break for almost 2-3 weeks. So I will start with refreshing some of the key concepts of Soulful Japa. First, I want to talk about the background mind and the foreground mind. These are some of the key things which are very much understanding of which is required for practicing what I have proposed. So background mind and foreground mind. Foreground mind is an activity mind or it is a executing mind. Background mind is a mind that sets the context for the particular doing. Foreground mind is a doing mind. Background mind is the one that sets the context, knowledge, facts, faith, feelings, purpose, intent. These are all in the background. Okay. So perfecting japa means perfecting foreground doing skills and background content to be improved, like the faith, purpose of japa, what should be the desire when you do japa, what should be the intention when you do japa. All these things have to be fed into our subconscious mind or chittam before it can automatically rise up in the background and drive the japa. Background drives the japa. Background gives meaning to japa. Background offers feelings to the activity. So background is what we said, one of the main things in the background is bhavanas, and bhavana is a thought feeling. Bhavana is absolute thoughts contemplated upon, transform into thought feelings. Thought feelings means feelings that come out without you needing to verbalize the same thing. It's a language of feeling. Faith, when it is contemplated and when it goes into your entire chittam, it comes out as a truth feeling. Okay, you don't have to say Krishna is before me. That feeling will be there that Krishna is before me as soon as you hear Hare Krishna. So this is the meaning of contemplation. And how the contemplation happens, you have to take this, what is a starting point of contemplation is facts that you are convinced about. Those facts that you are convinced about, you have to think about it and feel those thoughts. Every thought has a feeling component. Feel those thoughts. And then it mixes. The thought and the feeling mixes. And when you repeat this several times over several days, it becomes a bhavana or a thought feeling. So it naturally it comes. So this is the idea of bhavana in the background. So as I said, the quality of japa depends upon the quality of foreground activity and background activity. Background not activity. Background there is no activity. Background it's only from this. It is a passive mind. Foreground mind is active mind. In the background there is nothing to do during japa. If you do anything during japa, then it becomes foreground activity. During japa, the background activity is all the work that you have to do to improve the background content is off japa time contemplation. And that will increase the quality of our chanting. That is why if you read this Soulful Japa, if you read Namamrita, if you read Prabhupada's books, these all increase the quality of our background. Background context. So anyway, so that is a very key thing that anybody who wants to follow this Soulful Japa thing, get this straight into your system, that there are two areas of improvement, foreground and background. Foreground is about doing skill, concurrent chanting come hearing, and background is about feeling, purpose, desire, the Nama Seva, all these things that we'll one by one. We started talking bhavana practicing bhavana. Slide by slide we have cue card by cue card we have discussed. We have come up to, I think, the 8th cue card we have discussed. Now, for the sake of revising everything, I'll just run through all of them. And today I have posted fresh cue cards. They are much more improved ones because the cue cards, if the language, the wording is very short and it is crisp, then it's very easy for the mind to get the gist of it. So keeping that in mind, the same cue cards which I gave you, I have changed the language in the form of an address. Each cue card is in the form of an address, because anyway Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting is an address. Address with a feeling. So it's an address. Oh Nama Prabhu. Like that, all 16 cue cards I have made it into like an address. I have made it. And made it very crisp. They are very, short and very easy to trigger the feeling. The purpose of the cue card, as you know, is to trigger the bhavana. The foreground activity now, as far as Soulful Japa is concerned, mindful Japa, we have mindful, heartful Japa, we have discussed in plenty. Lot of, talks, hours of talking we have done on this. To summarize, Prabhupada's golden quotes says that you should chant and hear that very chant. And that link, the chanting come hearing. Chanting is a doing and hearing is a knowing. So chanting come hearing together. It locks the attention. Over and above that, uninterrupted tasking will completely, super lock the attention. So this concurrent chanting come hearing with uninterrupted tasking is the skill that is required for the foreground mind. And foreground mind skills are easily trainable. You simply have to repeat that continuously for few days. Anything you repeat rightly or wrongly becomes an habit. Right habit or bad habit, good habit. So all that thing, if somebody is fresh coming into this video series, please go back to those things and or read the Japa modules, and it's assumed that you have taken the training of concurrent chanting come hearing, And then now today we are talking about how to add the feelings from the background. If somebody has not done concurrent, not trained himself for concurrent chanting come hearing for the foreground mind, then it becomes very difficult. If straight away somebody is hearing this first time about these bhavanas, then he will try to think about these bhavanas during japa. During japa, if you think about it, then you are doing pre-japa work during japa, because you are not hearing the nama. Hearing the nama is a most crucial thing. If you don't hear the nama, you are disconnected from your consciousness is disconnected from the nama. You will go into auto japa. Auto japa also, your mind will do, your tongue will do, but your consciousness will not be there. If your consciousness has to be there, then doing attention and knowing attention has to be there. Doing attention to chant and knowing attention to hear. Doing attention means doing effort. How do you give doing attention? Doing effort, chesta, kriya chesta, and knowing, jnana chesta. So these two things have to be offered to each nama on each bead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In each bead, the total mantra is there. We have to concurrently chant and hear. As we are chanting, simultaneously we should hear. And then between the beats, you take tasking delight and go after bead after bead after bead after bead. Okay, so now what we are going to do today is go through the new cue cards, and you will see that I want to give you an experience. Card after card, cue card or mala after mala as we go, you will see the connection between one mala and the other mala, and you will see the tempo building up of the relationship with the Nama Prabhu. And that way, your chanting of 16 rounds becomes full of variegatedness, and your chanting becomes very, very meaningful to you. And it's just like, it won't appear to be like you are repeating the same thing again and again. No, you won't feel like that, because it's like sitting with somebody for 2 hours. If it takes 2 hours japa, you're sitting with somebody to converse for 2 hours. But not converse in verbal language, but converse in the language of feelings, offering bhavana. So it's very interesting thing. If you do it practically, practice it properly. Now all the 16 cards, some of these cue cards, I have rearranged them. But it's in the end of the day, today as it stands, it's much improved sequence as well as the language. Everything is you will like it. You will like it because you will see the ease of remembering the use, because they should trigger the bhavana in us. Okay, and each of these cue cards are actually meant for each bead. Even though we are saying 16 mala, each mala has 108 beads. So in the 108 beads, this bhavana, this cue card, once in a while you can look at the cue card. It will remind you. But even without reminding, 108 times you are offering this feeling, each bhavana. Hear carefully, it's a big yoga, huh? It's a very powerful yoga, japa yoga, soulful japa. If you do it and see, you'll see how powerful it is, how your consciousness gets transformed. Even one day's chanting, end of the chanting, how you will feel. So it is 108 times. So this is another thing you have to remember. Each cue card is giving you a hint of what bhavana you should give for each bead. For each bead means for each manifestation of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The manifestation of Nama on your tongue, and all your bhavana is an offering to that manifestation. That means there is somebody before you, in front of you. To him you are offering these things. So it's a very realistic relationship with the Nama. That all I am not going to go into it. That Nama is Shakti Avesha Nama, And that if somebody wants to know about it, now I have given a very good index of all the modules. So thank you for staying with me during all the days of confusion of while I was writing those modules. The numbers were switching, and then the modules were getting shifted, and there was no index, nothing. But still you were all reading it. But now it has improved a lot. You go to particular link in the Japa module, Telegram module, immediately it will take you to that particular module, and that way it's very helpful for you to revise. You want to know about tasking, you click tasking and you go to that module. Directly the link will take you to that module. So those things are available. And so Nama Avatara, Shakti Avashanama, about all this, if you want to read, you got to go to modules in the beginning modules, module 5 to 30 or something, you go and then you read that. So okay, so let's go into a routine of, now I'll give you an experience of this new cue cards, and up to 8th or 9th cue card we have already discussed, so it will be a repetition, but I am not going to repeat the absolute thoughts that lead to this kind of a bhavana. But the feeling itself, I will talk about each card. I'll talk 5 minutes, and then you will get the continue. I want you to see today the continuity of card after card. You will feel the japa is progressing. It's a progressive relationship with the Lord. Just like somebody comes to your house, you first say, okay, you welcome him, make him sit, and then some pleasantries, and then like that. It's a very meaningful kind of thing. So like Shraddha round is a okay. Now let's start with this. Put on the card number 1, new card number 1. Okay, show that Ananda cover slide. Yes, Anandamaya Japa, Soulful Japa, heart to heart with Nama Prabhu. A nice picture I have put there of Haridas Thakur chanting before Tulsi Maharani. Okay, go to the next one. Yes. So when we start the day with when we start our japa early morning, the first round, see the feeling. Oh Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my respectful obeisances unto you, the brilliant son of Satchidananda before me. Now, to get that full feeling of brilliant son of Satchidananda, you have to do those contemplation. I have got module number 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 90 bar 1, 2, 90 bar 2, 90 bar like that. 5 of them I have written. If you simply read that for a few days, automatically this feeling will come out. So this is called presencing respectfully, the first round. Because you want to serve somebody, then first he has to be before you. That means you have to presence him. In our case, the presencing is by Shraddha, by faith. Is it not? By Shraddha, you have to have faith. So, otherwise what you are hearing Hare Krishna outside for normal purposes, it's an ordinary sound, Hare Krishna, like any other sound you make with the tongue. But if you have Shraddha, then you see everything from the eyes of the absolute knowledge. What is the absolute knowledge? Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. All the Shaktis have entered into the Nama that you utter with your tongue, and it is a Shakti Evashanama. And what are these Shakti? Sat, Chit and Ananda Shakti. So it is Satchidanandaized sound. Okay, and the Aprakrta Nama, the transcendental name of the Lord, is the one who is investing all this Shakti into this external Vigraha, Nama Shabda Vigraha. Okay, so now the first one is, for first Mala, Shraddha Mala, 108 times you are going to chant, right? So 108, each mala, each bead, offer 108 obeisances mentally to sound Krishna. Before I put a small note there below. Just see. So when you start your japa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. During the japa, you got a long span, Hare to Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. With your heart, you pay respectful obeisances. Okay? With your heart to pay, with your physical body, pay obeisances means you can teach how to do it. Hey, bend like this, do like this, you can tell. But unless you have contemplated on the absolute thoughts and you have not developed those absolute feelings, it is not possible for you to offer from your heart. Mentally, you cannot offer the obeisances. So it's so wonderful, 108 times. Each time, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Because Lord, you are before me. I pay my respects, respectful obeisances. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. To whom are you paying? The brilliant son of Satchidananda, Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna himself has come down before you. So in this way, 108 obeisances you give in the first mala. Okay. All this very easily it come with practice. Okay. And if the feeling is not very deep, doesn't matter. Whatever depth it is there, you start with that. And you will see over a month, or 2 months, or 3 months, the feeling will become very, very solid. Okay. Very concrete it will become. So next mala number 2 is Sevak Bhavan Mala. Now on this mala I want to talk a few things a little longer, which I have not spoken earlier much about it. I spoken, but something I have not spoken about this particular Sevak Bhavan, I will speak more now. You see, very important. This is japa, doer, servant ego. See, everything that we do, unless there is an ego, we don't do it, isn't it? I am the doer, that doer ego has to be there. Once that doer ego is there, then it becomes very, take any activity, no? You have a spirit of doing it. Doing spirit is there, doer ego. And what is this ego here? Doer ego, what kind of doer is? Servant doer. And servant of what? Nama. That means, what does mainly in this entire japa, what is the doing part? Doing part is what? Concurrent chanting come hearing and tasking, is it not? Mainly concurrent chanting come hearing. So that means the linked chanting come hearing, that's a doer. So a doer has to manifest. For instance, now I have to give this talk. I have to manifest that, that talking ego, or ego with an action of communication. That is the kind of doer ego that is required. So similarly, in doing chanting, you need a japa, you need a chanting come hearing, doer ego. A doer ego has got doer skills. So what is a doer skill? Doer skill is concurrent chanting come hearing. And the doer ego has got direction, how he should do it. Distinctly chant and carefully hear, or sharply hear. In other words, the doer ego knows how to do it. The vidhi he knows. What he should not do, he knows. What he should do, he knows. How to skillfully do, that also he knows. You can do something skillfully and clumsily also. So ultimately, this doer ego is a mind slice, is a chittam slice, mind slice that gets trained, and that's what we did during mindful japa. 30 days of training, 90 days of training. That doer ego learned how, if you chant, you'll chant and hear together. If you chant, you'll chant and hear together. It has learned the skill. On each bead, for each Hare Krishna Mahamantra that I chant, I should chant and also I should hear. So, what happens with this doer ego? Why it is on the top? Shraddha is on the topmost. Okay? Without Shraddha, without Sevya before you, what is the use of Seva? It becomes some ritual otherwise. So first thing is Shraddha. God is before me, I am serving Him, He is a Sevya and I am the Sevak. And I am the Seva. Seva was chanting, come hearing and offering this Japa with Bhavana. That is with Bhakti Bhavana. That is the purpose of. So all three, Seva, Sevak and Sevya has to be in the scenario. So Shraddha brings this Sevya into the scenario. The Sevak has to also get loaded into our Chittam. Suppose, let us say, you have some problem in the mind. Today, some serious real life problem is there, and then you are thinking about it. So that time you are in a doer mode of what? Doer ego of solving a problem. You are not in the doer ego of chanting and hearing, an offering of chanting and hearing to the Lord. You are not in that mood. So just see, if you are in the doer ego of solving the problem, then you cannot do japa properly. It will go into auto mode. And if you have cultivated a doer ego, then it's very easy to push out other doer egos. This doer ego will come into our background mind, and then executing japa will be very easy because doer ego will bring with him the doing skills of concurrent chanting and hearing. Doer ego also will connect so many other things which you will see now. In other words, now who is a doer? Japa doer, servant japa doer ego will do japa as a concurrent chanting and hearing, which is the doing skill of the doer ego. Moment you take your japa bag, you will skillfully do it. So that is concurrent chanting come hearing, right? Then doer ego, you can consider all the bhavanas, rest of the bhavanas up to 16 bhavanas as an offering from the doer ego. As you are doing with feeling. For instance, concurrent chanting come hearing with feeling of dependency. Next slide. Third one. Divine dependency. Oh Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, I beg you, Divya Chesta Shakti and Ruchi for Nama Seva. So, we have already learnt what is this Divya Chesta Shakti. It has to come from Nama Prabhu. And that Ruchi is there. That Shakti, when it comes, you get that taste. Taste of that empowerment to chant more and more and more and never tiring. It gives you that energy. That energy is a taste. It is different from the Nama Ruchi. Okay. That is something else. So, but this is the Chesta Ruchi you get. So, that so what happens? This japa doer ego while doing concurrent chanting come hearing is begging this Shakti from Mahaprabhu. That is this card. And then how? Again, same thing. Like 108 obeisances there. 108 times you practice, you give this. 108 times may not be possible, but you try. Slowly only it will be possible. Even if you give, 50 of them also is good enough. It's all about training. But finally, when you do 108, you are the kind of mind, the peace and the control, that the consciousness that you will experience is unbelievable if you are able to do for each bead. Because I already talked to you about quantizing japa. Moment you do, you offer each for each bead you offer this, you automatically quantizing. That means very clear hearing and chanting, very clear hearing and chanting. It becomes highly personalized. Okay. So, Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, I beg you for divine Chesta Shakti. So, you just look at the card, then you see now, foreground chanting is what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This much time is there for you to chant, right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Is it difficult to drop a feeling of begging to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? No, not difficult. Hare Krishna, and to remind that this card is there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. So the doer ego is, with his foreground mind, he is doing with this feeling of begging. Okay? Try to get the hang of it. And then, like this, you have got next, Preeti. The doer ego, who is doing concurrent chanting come hearing, is doing with the feeling of Preeti. So that means, the doer ego is offering the seva on each bead with Preeti. So a drop of love. Oh Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, I feel desire, hope, success on every bead of pleasure giving to you by chanting and hearing with love. Now, all those desire, hope, success, plenty I have talked about. You please go and read that. There's a great significance to that. Our whole life is about desire, hope and success. And in each bead, here we are talking about success of giving pleasure to Nama Avatara, which is not a small activity. The greatest activity that one can do, any jiva can do, is to desire to please the Lord and be able to please the Lord. Because the Lord has come as Nama Avatara, you are able to do this service and please Him. So, I will not go into depth of that. We have talked enough about it earlier. How this is a very, this whole desire, hope and success is very key to teaching the mind. It's a reward for the mind. Desire and hope and success is a reward even for our material mind, even for our material brain. It is that feeling. If you can get for each bead desire, hope and success, it becomes, your japa becomes addictive and addictive. Okay, so read about it in the module on Preeti. So I feel desire, hope, success in every bead of pleasure giving to you by chanting come hearing with love. Again connected to the second card, Q card. What is that? Second card is Q card is doer ego, Nama Sevak. Nama Sevak offering one mala with dependency on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Next mala is offering with Preeti 108 times. For each bead is the Nama Prabhu. Chanting Hare to other Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare is the identity of the Nama Prabhu. We are serving this Nama Prabhu. We are serving this string of names, Lord's name. Hare is the lotus feet, then last Hare is his head. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. This is the Shabda Vigraha whom we are worshipping. So the doer ego in us, the japa doer ego, This in module number 91, I have started talking about it. I am going to write more about it. If you get a hang of first cue card and second cue card nicely, rest is very easy. Especially second cue card. So your doer ego, your ego has got that faith that Nama is before me. So your doer ego with faith, and he is offering chanting and hearing. Not only with faith, now he's going to add one by one. Faith plus dependency on prayer of dependency, begging dependency. Then next with Preeti, it is adding up. Now very important, why I have written in the bottom of the thing, every bead of Mala 4 to 16. It's very ideal. What I am saying is, it is not that each of these cue cards are only for that Mala. Now Shraddha Mala is the first Mala. But Shraddha is required for all 16 Malas. It will take time. But to start with at least one Mala of only Shraddha. Start with one Mala of only doer Japa ego. Start with one Mala of divine dependency. Start with one Mala only for Preeti. Start with one Mala only for Hristam. Start one Mala only for Ahlada. Start one Mala only for tasking. Like this, you can start like this. Just see, this journey is a long journey. It's very exciting. And slowly what happens, then you are able to maintain that Shraddha throughout. You are able to maintain that Preeti throughout. Just like I said, delightfully chant. If you add Preeti, what does it become? Chant delightfully and lovingly. Can it be done together or not? Very easy, no? It's not that only one feeling at a time you can do. No. Lovingly and delightfully I can chant. Lovingly and joyfully I can hear. So it adds up. Where does the loving come from? From the previous Mala. Everything that I offer, I should offer with love. Chanting and hearing, I should offer with love. All the bhavanas with love. So Shraddha and Preeti is a very foundational bhavana. And the identity who carries this bhavana is a japa doer identity. When you have a japa doer identity, when somebody comes and disturbs you, you'll say, hey, don't disturb me. Don't disturb me, because you are the japa identity then. Because you are relishing that rasa of doing. Don't disturb me, you'll say. Maybe it is for you, for giving you food only. Hey, you have not taken lunch, you don't take. Hey, don't disturb me, you'll say. That is another you. Eating food is another you. Is another doer ego. Right now I am relishing this doer ego of Nama Sevak. So it adds up, delightful chanting. So, now Prabhu, please accept my delightful chanting service. Next. Please accept my loving, joyful hearing service. So love is added, joy is also added. It's all, I can only mention to you these things. It is all for you to sit alone to yourself and see these cards and feel and practice it. Right? I can give you a hint how to train your mind to offer these bhavanas. But if you struggle, Krishna will help you, Prabhupada will help you, and your japa will become so heartful. That's why heart to heart with Nama Prabhu. Nama Prabhu will be so pleased. 108 times you are actually practicing to give Preeti. Otherwise, normal in your chanting, You just ritually do all 16 rounds. From your heart, you never, offered that love to the Lord. What is that feeling? It's a feeling that I want to please you. Okay, philosophically, to please Krishna, I am chanting 16 rounds. But the Lord is before you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So why can't we speak to the Lord in the language of love? Why can't we speak to the Lord 108 times with the language of delight? Why can't I speak 108 times to Nama Prabhu with the language of joy? So next is tasking. Tasking delight. Preeti Nirantaramala. Now, this again, when I speak about this, it will become a revision also for what you have heard. The tasking is, I gave you example of how there is effective tasking and there is ineffective tasking. Somehow you have counted and finished your 16 rounds. That is one level of tasking. But I gave you a very important, it's like a day and night is a difference it makes for your chanting. It is for uninterrupted stacking of one chanting and hearing over another, stacking. I gave an example of bricks. 108 bricks you can spread on the table. The force under each will be only one brick weight. You stack 108 above that. And the table is you. The force on that is 108 times. Similarly, uninterruptedly when you chant, bead after bead after bead after bead after bead after bead after bead, with the tasking delight. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Don't allow your mind to think. Don't allow your mind to go. The moment you allow your mind to go, you are out of the fire of Satchidananda. Continuous chanting means you are in the fire of Satchidananda. When you are in the fire of Satchidananda, heat starts building up. The temperature will be much higher. So if you take the chanting, if you take the piece of iron, put in the fire and take it out, put it in, again take it out, it will never become red hot. These examples I have given to all of you. Please remember this. It is very important to the quality of chanting. To ensure that is why, understand this word. Please accept my tasking service of stacking uninterrupted, loving chanting, come hearing with. Language is very important because language will make you bring the concept to the forefront. You have to do tasking by stacking, not by spreading it, by stacking. Totally you will feel different. It is not that one mala when you finish, one mala is not equal to 108 chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. One mala, just like one Japa mala, is not equal to 108 beats. This statement is wrong. This mala is 108 beats is wrong. This mala is 108 beats connected with a thread. Don't forget the thread. Okay. The same way, my each chanting is connected to the next chanting by building up the effect. It's called stacking effect. All this you practice yourself and you will see. It's very exciting, very interesting. How it has got a completely different effect. Immediately finish one round and see the effect. It's not that, it's immediate effect on the mind. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Stack the whole 108 beats. Okay. The loving chanting come with delight. Okay, next. Oh Hare Krishna Rama Prabhu, I beg you to shine knowledge of your glories and spiritual taste. This is about Kripa Apeksha. Chit and Ananda Apeksha, knowledge and attachment. You will feel so good. 108 times you are asking the Lord, shine the knowledge of your glories. Just like Ananda is very pleasurable, Chit is also very pleasurable. What is that Chit? Chit really means it is the glories of the Lord. If you remember the glories of the Lord, it will give you joy in your heart. That is Chit Rasa. Just like some glories we know, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, nobody is equal to or greater than him. So many things we know. But when you realize that, when I beg you to shine that knowledge of your glories, when Lord should bless, when the Lord blesses, then you can glory, then the glories of the Lord will play in your heart, and that will be super bliss. Krishna's qualities, Krishna's leelas. I beg you to shine knowledge of your glories and spiritual taste in my heart. Then spiritual taste, very important. Ananda, spiritual taste, Krishna's reciprocation. All this we have discussed in the module. Basically, that's why if you read that, then you'll get the essence of it. So 108 times, just the one drop of feeling, it converts into the entire card. That means that begging means what? Your heart is seeking that taste of Lord's glories, taste of spiritual, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. You don't have to speak, just look at that card, cue card, that's all enough. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. 108 times you are addressing. Imagine now I have converted all the cards into an address. Prabhupada says Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting is like an address, isn't that? Calling out to the Lord, to Hare, to Radharani, to Krishna, please engage me in your service. So here you see, each bead is, oh Hare Krishna Rama Prabhu, I beg you to shine knowledge. In foreground mind, what is it? In the foreground mind, it is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. In background mind, you're looking at the card. It's only in the beginning you have to look at the card. After 6 months, 1 year of practice, you will know what is mala number 1, what is mala number 2, mala number 3, what is the cue card, bead after bead. How you will enjoy 108 times to offer each of these things 108 times. And Nama Prabhu definitely reciprocate. If you're directly addressing the Nama each 108 times every day, please shine the knowledge of your glories in my heart and spiritual taste in my heart. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Then no prayer to Nama Prabhu goes in vain. Everything he will fulfill. It is a fact. This is a fact. That's why it's called Nama Chintamani Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Nama Chintamani. Chintamani means fulfills all spiritual desires. We have got a lot of full spiritual desires. All that we are talking about is all different spiritual desires. Ultimately, spiritual desire means desires to please him in varieties of ways. Okay. So next. Okay, now we are close. I'll take some questions and I'll continue tomorrow. Not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Prabhu, my next question, please. My sister is a cancer patient in final stages and she was chanting Mahamantra earlier. Now she is not able to chant. Kindly bless her to return to the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay, you make sure that Srila Prabhupada's chanting is there because she was already chanting Mahamantra. Ensure that she is always hearing Prabhupada's chanting. Okay? And we'll all pray for her. Whatever, she is Krishna's property, whatever best should happen to that soul will because she has chanted Hare Krishna, Nama Prabhu will take care of her. Not to worry, not to see in any material drishti, you have to see everything in a spiritual drishti, that all good will come to her. her soul. All good to her soul. If Lord wishes, she'll get cured also. That is His wish and will. If He want to take her away earlier, He'll take her away. Life is eternal. Once we are with Hare Krishna Mahamantra, as far as soul is concerned, we are very safe. As far as near and dear ones are concerned, we may miss. So we cannot be selfish. We may miss, but that may be good for that soul. Krishna takes that soul, whatever it is. But we'll pray that, not make any specific prayers, but respect the will of the Lord for that jiva. Okay? What would be your advice for somebody who is tormented by traumatic memories while chanting and married life? Is not conducive for Krishna Bhakti. Constant turmoil leaves no peace of mind. Okay. So, this is something that, see, here my advice is continue to chant, plus please increase the quality of chanting. Spend time to hear these videos, spend time to read that Soulful Japa. If God has given you education, you can read and you can comprehend things. If you are able to read a book, don't take for granted. There are many people who cannot read in this world. They spend time reading newspapers, front page to last page. Just see how much waste of time. If they read Prabhupada's book, front page to last page, where they will be. So, people only your bodily situation can be in unfavorable situation. But your chitta, your consciousness can be in your grip. You don't have to oscillate according to what the external world pushes you like a football up and down. That is the power of chanting Hare Krishna. Take shelter of the holy name. So, if you take shelter of the holy name, then definitely, that's the best way to handle all these situations. One should think, this is all my prarabdha karma. I have to suffer all these things. Krishna has minimized my suffering. It's okay. There is no guarantee. When we suffer, we should not feel pity on ourselves. Please understand that. When we suffer for something, in spite of chanting, we should not feel pity on ourselves, because we should think that what nonsense I have done. What kind of sinful activities I have done in the previous lives. How many people I would have harmed. How many different kinds of, what all offenses I would have done. I would have talked against God, I would have talked this, all kinds of things is possible, no? So that is humility. And thank Lord for, at least keeping me Krishna conscious now. And whatever you are giving me now is very minimized thing. Yet, to purify my chitta, to purify my consciousness, I have to undergo this minimum. Even prarabdha karma is minimized, but still you have to go through it. How do we understand Srila Prabhupada's statement, most of my disciples go to heaven? Please give all the quotes where it is. I cannot answer all these things because I never read like this anywhere. Go to heaven. He said he will all go back to Godhead. I didn't finish the second part of the question. Even though disciples were following regulated principles, chanting 16 rounds, please write to me in Telegram. Where is this quote, and I will answer. It happens with me in rotation. First, I try to do concurrent chanting only without applying any bhavana. Once established in concurrent chanting, after 15-20 days efforts, I start applying bhavanas by cue cards. But after 15-20 days, I realized that I have started missing concurrent chanting. Then again, I have to start only concurrent chanting. So what's the reason? The reason is you are not done consistently for 90 days. Even though you got into the habit in 30 days, I told you have to continue it for 90 days. Where is it? So chant, I thinking only to do concurrent. Yes, do that. Do that for 90 days. But don't, plus understand, one bhavana is still there in this concurrent chanting. What is that? Obedience to Srila Prabhupada. It's not that even during the mindful chanting there is no bhavana. We don't shift to other bhavana, stick to the bhavana of like a child obeying Srila Prabhupada, chant and hear exactly the same chant. Bhavana is there in mindful japa training also. Please understand. It is not a bhavana-less practice, mindful japa. Okay, next. For a newbie who hasn't read extensively about Krishna, is called how does one understand and develop faith in cue cards quickly? Daily reading Srila Prabhupada and discourse association is ongoing. Develop faith in the cue cards. That is why to develop faith in the cue cards, the absolute thoughts concerned to those feelings are already given in the respective modules. And further, those respective modules are given at the after writing 108 modules. You read all that. Okay. And then, of course, you should keep reading about Prabhupada's books, because this is a highly focused knowledge only about japa. You have to learn about Krishna, who is Krishna, all those things from Prabhupada's books, more. Next. Can one perfect mindful japa in 6 months? Definitely. So many challenges of mind and external situation as sadhaka practices japa yajna. One feels like not moving forward in spite of his best efforts. So you should find out where exactly you are going wrong. As far as mindful japa is concerned, I can guarantee, because why I can guarantee? Because it goes as per laws of material nature. Mind gets trained. If you teach something, it will learn. Okay, you sit in a bicycle and you want to, sit on the handle and you want to pedal. If you practice, you can do it. In my younger days, I have done it. Because I saw somebody in the road doing this cycle trick, doing all these kind of things. Then somebody told me, hey, if you practice, anything you can do. Okay. The next few months, any free time I used to get, I used to take the bike, and then I used to, start one might fall 2-3 times. Finally, I could sit on the handle and pedal and try to keep the balance. So practice, every mind will learn all these things. Please, it's a material law. Therefore, I am saying, and you are supported by the bhavana from Prabhupada. Obedience to Prabhupada. That means somewhere you are not doing it properly. You are not determined to practice it. So now develop determination. Okay. I take at least 3 to 5 malas to achieve anchoring. Easy is alright. To begin with, fine. How could I improve it to 1 mala as described in your Telegram module? With time it will happen. Don't worry. With time it will happen. Many people say that chanting for long hours can heat up the body. Is that true? Heat, if in winter it's very good, let it heat up. Whether it's true or not, see, these are all material effects. Bodily heat, all these things are material effect. Chanting Hare Krishna is influencing your chitta, not your body. Chitta means mind, intelligence, ego. That is where the purification happens. Okay. No, there is another question. Okay, next. So, chanting and all does not heat up. Okay. Is today's summary session is 18, not 16.
2 sessions will take an earlier place.
Okay, we'll correct that. So, thank you very much. We'll again meet day after tomorrow. Please go through the new cue cards. They're really much effective. I went on improving it because this language is, the little time I had, I made those cue cards and gave you. The next few days now I've been sitting now. I've done. It looks like this is each card is addressing Nama Prabhu with a particular feeling. Okay. Thank you very much. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Nama Prabhu ki Jai.